Guys, so today I'm going to read you a book called Annie and the Wild Animals. And I think if you look at the cover, I'm trying to get it so it doesn't shine. If you look at the cover, you can see that some of the things we've already noticed about Jan Brett seem to be true. So there's snow again, there's wild animals again. So we'll have to see what else is the same. But I hope you like it. So this is Annie and the Wild Animals. Annie and the Wild Animals, written and illustrated by Jan Brett. Make sure you check out those borders. They're super important in this book. It had been snowing for days. Winter was lasting too long. Something was wrong with Annie's cat. Taffy had stopped playing. She ate more than usual. She slept all day long. Annie found her curled up in strange places. Make sure you look around at all the strange places that she found her in. That's what's going on in the borders, you guys. One morning, Annie could not find Taffy anywhere. She looked and looked, but Taffy was gone. Annie was very lonely. I need a new friend, thought Annie. She placed a corn cake at the edge of the wood. She imagined that a small furry animal would come and she would tame him for a pet. I wonder if these borders, even though they're kind of different, are predicting borders. Check it out. The next morning, the corn cake was gone. In its place stood a giant moose. Well, was it a predicting border? He's too big to tame, thought Annie. I'll have to try again. That night, Annie left another corn cake at the edge of the wood. The next morning, the moose was back, and a snarling wildcat was there too. He's too mean to tame, thought Annie. Annie placed more corn cakes at the edge of the wood. The next morning, a big growling bear was there with the moose and the wildcat. Ooh, I just noticed that the borders changed. I think there's a very big clue going on in these borders. Look carefully. He's too grumpy for a pet, thought Annie. Annie made as many corn cakes as she could and left them at the edge of the wood. At dawn, Annie heard the snarls and growls of the wild animals. There was the moose, and the wildcat, and the bear. They had been joined by a stag, his family, and a large gray wolf. Not one of them is soft and friendly like Taffy, thought Annie. All the next day, Annie made corn cakes and left them at the edge of the wood. All night long, she heard the sounds of the wild animals eating the corn cakes. Ooh, there's some big clues on this page. Annie awoke to find a great nose stuck through her window. It belonged to the moose, who was still hungry. I think that's one of my favorite pictures. That would be crazy, right? There were wild animals everywhere. They roared for their next meal. The little house shook. Ooh, check out the borders. The animals wanted more corn cakes, but when Annie looked into the barrel of cornmeal, it was empty. She couldn't make any more corn cakes. So, you guys, why have these animals been so excited about these corn cakes? Does anybody have an idea? Hmm. Annie was very sad. She would never find a pet now. She missed Taffy very much. I am started to notice something going on in the borders with nature. We've been talking about this. What's going on? All that night, a warm breeze blew from the south. The snow melted, and new buds could be seen on the plants and trees. The wood was coming alive again. By the next morning, the wild animals had gone back to the wood. They would find food there, now that spring had finally come. Were you guys right? That's what was going on, right? In winter, it's really hard for animals to find food. And once it's spring again, then the snow melts and they can find food. So now they won't need her corn cakes anymore. Then, as unexpected as the warm spring breeze, Taffy walked proudly into the yard. Taffy, Annie exclaimed, you have come home. Where have you been? Taffy turned and looked back the way she had come. Do you guys know what she's looking at? I bet you do. Out of the wood came three soft and friendly kittens. Annie would not be lonely anymore. The end. I hope you liked this one. Keep thinking about what you notice about Jan Brett and her writing and her illustrations.